Welcome back, Keepers, to Keepers of the Fire.
In this episode, we get into mental health. And this episode came from a really genuine place. This is like early on when we started shooting the podcast. And on this particular day, we were planning to shoot on a completely different topic, but we were both in our feels that day. Mm-hmm. And I think Eman proposed, how would you feel about talking about mental health today instead of what we had planned? And I was like, dude, it's crazy you said that. We're always so aligned.
And in that alignment, we decide, let's start a fire and talk about it, because I need to work through some stuff. You now, I know, need to work through some stuff. And we both have different routines and rituals that help us get out of those darker times or, work through those emotions. And we figured it'd be a really wonderful thing for people to listen to if they're also in a place like that, or they don't know of many ways to do those things. So we hope in watching that it can help you guys as well. And through the conversation, you can actually tell from the beginning of the episode to the end that talking about the different things we do to pull ourselves out of holes actually pulls us out of a hole in real time, which we thought was really unique and could possibly help anyone who's also going through confusion or uncertainty, and could also benefit from hearing about different ways to process those emotions. So please enjoy episode 4.
Do you want to try the
meditation?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I learned it in an acting class, Stephanie Furie's studio, and she had these days dedicated to relaxation, and you would start standing.
Okay.
And so we don't have to do that.
We
though.
can do
Definitely sitting.
Okay, cool.
And you take in a deep breath, you'd have your eyes closed, and the whole purpose is trying to relax every muscle in your body as much as you can. And you would let out an ah, and you'd let the ah come out however it comes out. So usually you're also moving your body and stretching. So if I were to say, it would change based on the way you're moving or what you're stretching.
Kind of like Exorcist a little bit.
That's what it's called. That's what this technique is called.
Like that?
Exactly.
Am I a great actor now?
Is this how you do it?
Am I
Is this
a
enough for
pro?
you, Carol? Is this relaxed enough for you, Carol?
Am I Daniel Day-Lewis?
Am I your Brad Pitt now, Carol?
Am I Nick Cage? That's how he does it.
So we'll do a deep
So
breath.
you let it out. Okay. That's the last one I'm doing.
How's that feel?
It feels good.
Nice, right?
Yeah, it's really. I feel like I just came out of a sauna or something.
Yeah, there's like a, I don't know, the vibration relaxes
definitely a
parts
vibration.
of the mind, and
Yeah.
there's I saw something on some podcasts where when you go you hum, nitric oxide builds up in your nose, and then if you go after humming for a long time, that nitric oxide is the thing that helps us relax. Like our body reacts to that with relaxation.
Yeah.
And so that's like, yoga has you home, which is an ancient practice, and then you're doing that for an hour straight.
There definitely is a high there, like an altered state of consciousness you can get into that is like very euphoric and it's very drug-like. Like in terms of like that clarity of mind you have. Like if you really take, even just like in a normal yoga class, if you really take the breathing part seriously the whole time,
I know.
if you like really just consistently like have the discipline to do like slow inhales and slow exhales, no matter how like tired and like shaking you are, by the end of it, you're on a different plane.
Yeah, you really are. It's such a release.
Even knowing that I rarely do that in yoga classes, I just my thoughts drift, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say you take them as
hard.
you want, right? Like you take them as you can. But when you have locked into that before, it's been very Very meditative. It just immediately changes your headspace, and so that's what I do along with a bunch of stretching. It's about a 45-minute thing.
Yeah.
And every position I'm in, I'm going, and I'm letting it out, and then sounds come out. Sometimes I'm doing the hips. I'm like, oh, yeah, and it's usually pretty aligned with the tension in my body, but that's something I like to do.
You let it come out verbally.
Yeah, like letting the sound of it as well. It's like there's the internal tension connected to it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I picked it up in that class, and it made a huge difference.
Yeah.
And I always felt like the day was brighter after those sessions. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I feel great. Nothing's wrong. Everything's great. And things are all moving in perfect timing, and everything's going to work out, and just hyper optimistic.
Yeah.
Even if I was walking into those sessions like stressed.
Yeah. There's little things like that you can do to like pep up your mood like throughout the day. I feel like working out is one.
Yeah.
I feel like meditating is one. Like ice baths, or something like that. That'll like cryotherapy, like that'll get you like in like that weird, just like endorphin flowing.
Yeah, ice baths so much.
Yeah, ice baths are the shit.
Well, since this episode is mental health, should we do our release ritual?
Yeah.
Do you want to start?
Sure. Where is it? It's not light enough. What should I start with?
The release, you'll throw it in the fire, I'll do mine, and then we'll throw the Palo Santo in.
Okay, so start with release.
Yeah, start with release, and then we'll do the calling in after that.
All right. I'm releasing mental deadlines.
Mental what?
Mental deadlines.
Oh.
Because I feel like I'll want things to have happened or have met certain goals, like certain objectives. And I assume they're going to happen by like a particular time, like on a long scale and on a short scale. Like, oh, like by this time, it's definitely going to be like this.
Yeah.
And then that time comes, and if it hasn't happened, there's kind of like this feeling of like, oh shit. But then like I wonder like why I even put those like barriers on my mind instead of just relaxing and being in the moment, in the day, and like appreciating everything exactly how it is, and just letting like the natural evolution take its pace how it's meant to.
Yeah.
Rather than kind of like putting my ego projections onto like what I would like to happen. So I feel like it gets represented in my mind, like, oh, I should like definitely have done this by this time or this by that time. So I'm trying to let that go.
That's great. Mine's not too dissimilar. I release needing to know exactly what the immediate present moment inspiration I have is leading to. So I will often have moments of like excitement or inspiration and motivation to do something.
Yeah.
That just for the sake of doing is exciting to me, and I know will bring me life and bring me joy in that present moment.
Yeah.
And I catch myself constantly thinking, what does this lead to?
Yeah.
Like
right.
What's at the end of the rainbow? With
right.
This, but like instead of just
what's the big deal? What's the point of this?
What's the big deal?
What's going on here?
What's the big deal?
Who do you think you are?
What's the big deal with this inspiration? I'm kidding. Come on. What's the big
what's
deal
the big
here?
deal anyway?
Yeah, like what's the point?
Yeah.
And like that is like a destination based mindset or habit.
Yeah.
As opposed to a journey based.
Yeah.
A journey
based, dude.
Journey based habit, dude. That makes it sound like it's your mentality.
Yeah, it's a journey-based habit. Exactly. I mean, it's fine if you want to like start referring it to.
If you want to adopt that, that's
nomenclature.
Chill.
It's fine.
I know you use plenty of Iman-based habits, so I totally take a journey-based habit on.
We can write books. We have 2 editions of
the journey-based
habits and the
Iman-based habits.
The Iman-based mentality or something.
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be sick.
Yeah, Iman. Yeah.
Well, this is one of mine. So anyway,
yeah, this is one of yours, journey-based habits.
Yeah.
But like one that is focused on, right here, right now, this is going to either alleviate stress or, remove burden or provide joy or relief.
Yeah.
It is good for you right now in this moment, and you're interested in it now, and not trying to figure out how it turns into something else that you also have been waiting on and making deadlines in your head for, like, oh, this will lead to that. That's why this is going to work. Instead of, wait a minute, just this excites me, enlivens me, brings me joy at the thought of, brings me energy, right? It's an idea that I'm like, oh, I could spend the next 3 days doing this nonstop, or the next 3 weeks, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And not needing to make anything of it.
What's an example of that kind of thing? Like activity?
So I am currently getting ready to make a music video for a song that I haven't released yet. It's called DeLorean.
Oh, I've heard that.
And you've heard this, and it's an entirely different genre from what I'm used to.
Yeah.
Normally we make rap together, and it's normally rap and hip hop. And I love the song. It like brings me a lot of joy and energy. It's a very different type of song, so it's inspiring, like a different aesthetic altogether.
Yeah.
One of like futurism and cyberpunk, and it just is like a totally different spectrum of creativity that I've never engaged with.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've found myself consistently being like, why do I want to go this way? Like, this doesn't align with anything I've been doing, any of the work I've been making, none of the music I've been making.
Yeah.
I know to honor the piece that's come to me.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I know to be grateful for a download and honor it with time and life.
Yeah.
But what's it for? What does it lead to? And then having to catch myself and be like, actually, it doesn't need to lead to anything. It is what it is right here and right now. It's exciting me. It's motivating me.
Yeah.
It's, getting my creative mind flowing. I'm getting to now collaborate with a bunch of people. I'm working on it with a director I've worked with for a different music video, Charlie Schwan. He did my boxing What Do I Want video.
Oh, sick. Yeah.
I've always wanted to work with him again.
He's amazing.
David, who is our tech master here, is also going to shoot that.
Shout out, David.
And just getting to collaborate with a bunch of creatives on it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's good.
That's good enough.
That's enough. Like, why do I need to know what the music video will do or what this will do?
That's the place you have to create from.
Yeah.
Is your genuine inspiration in that moment to really make, I think, the best work that you're capable of. Because if you're not super like attached, like if what you're making isn't your first choice, then I think that's going to come across in the final product, and it'll be rendered as inauthenticity, and might only be like perceptible slightly to an audience, that like your all isn't in it, so you kind of have to do what your heart's calling.
Yeah, it's probably an appropriate like comparison that the amount you're into doing that is the amount other people will be able to meet it. Right? Like, because if it's coming from this level of depth from you.
Yeah, the deepest part, then it'll resonate.
That is as deep as it'll resonate.
Yeah, I think so. I think there is like a direct proportionate correlation between how much. But then it just has to be coupled with like some kind of skill, right? Because anyone can get in front of a microphone and just like, like wail and sob. Like, that's so hard. So it's like taking that energy though, that authenticity, and then channeling it through like the discipline of an art form that you've mastered.
Yeah. Well, so that serves as that example. It's one of many things I think of in my life that I'm like, oh, this will lead to XYZ, instead of like, wait, this is what I feel like doing today. Yeah. Or like what I feel like doing right now, or for a couple weeks, or whatever that might be. Yeah. And just like honoring, staying present in that. Letting it bring me the life for that moment, for that day, and not trying to, it's like I'm trying to stretch out the amount of excitement I got from this thing and like project it into a distance so that I can, like, I'm almost trying to ration it through.
Like build expectations on it.
Yeah, I'm like starting to create this whole reality where this thing leads to one other side. And if it doesn't, which is similar to your idea, if it doesn't lead to this thing in my head, not necessarily as a deadline, but as a goal, I'm like, so what was it for? And then I'm having to question that, as opposed to just, it was for what it was for when it was happening. And however it made me feel and whatever it brought into my life. And that's enough. And that's where I want to be. That's why I'm releasing that.
Gotcha.
That need to know. There's been in the past, a deep gnawing of a need to know, almost like I'm figuring it out.
Yeah, like you're Sherlock Holmes.
I'm Sherlock Holmes
the
trying
future.
to figure out why this inspiration came to me
Yeah.
and what it's going to turn into.
And the thing about trying to predict the future is like it's like a never-ending mental rabbit hole. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
Like
can't
that's what
even-
anxiety can be. Like if there's like something that's like stressing you out, you know, you're like waiting on some test results or something, and like that's what that feeling is. It's like your brain like helplessly trying to like predict all the odds and probabilities and statistics and analyzing every micro detail, like hoping you're gonna like figure it out, but you never do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas if you just do you know that's what I've been thinking about a lot recently is like as soon as I saw this I started seeing it everywhere.
Yeah.
But just like the utility of not responding to something.
Oh my God.
Just don't respond.
Yeah, non-reaction.
Don't do
like,
anything.
Don't move.
That's what I've realized.
Don't blink.
It's like just don't do anything.
Don't breathe.
When I look at like all the things, like any like drama I've been involved in my life, or like anything that's like, or even like big picture stuff, you know, like you go through like some kind of like a traumatic experience, and then like years of your life could be like defined and like responding to that, which like leads to like these all these other like crazy behaviors, or it could just be on a micro level, like someone cuts you off and then like instead of just not responding and chilling, you could like get road rage yourself, and then like, you know, there's some crazy accident, like the police get involved, just like. And now like once I started seeing that, I know you know this, but like I watch like a lot of police body cam type videos, and like you always like the thing that blows my mind is how often this happens is like someone is just getting like in trouble for a ticket, and then through nothing but their own escalation they end up going for like you know assaulting an officer, like disorderly conduct, like, and all they had was like a traffic ticket. And then so now like in my head whenever I see something like that I'm like, shouldn't have responded.
Non-reaction.
Don't respond. Just don't do anything. Try doing nothing.
Just do less.
Do less, yeah, exactly.
Do less.
In your head, do less. Care less.
Shall we Palo Santo, purify the flame?
Yeah, for sure.
Shall I start the calling in?
Yeah.
I'm calling in better time management.
Mm.
I think I could do better with that. And resilience. So as not to succumb to the heavier emotions or headspaces, not to carry all the weight I feel just around, rather than doing something like releasing, doing something like the deep breathing, stretching, like using the methods I've learned for release of that weight and that burden to help me process the emotions, as opposed to just, oh, I have these now and I'm just going to keep them on me, and I'm not going to consciously choose to do anything, and just going to let them live on me for as long as they do.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I want some like resilience in like resisting that urge to just sort of sulk in that.
Yeah. And sometimes that can be a tempting urge.
I was going to say, oh, very often.
Something comforting
Sometimes
about
I don't want to
sulking.
I mean, in many ways, it's like I don't want to do anything when I feel that way. I'm like, I just want to cancel my whole day.
Yeah.
And but then there's things that I'm like, but I feel that if I just, you know, have a little more resilience and use a little bit more of my conscious mind, I can find a way to make these things in my day still happen or work without compromising what I'm asking of myself.
Right,
You know?
by making like adjustments.
Little adjustments.
Like, you know, instead of thinking about it in binary terms where it's like everything, all or nothing, it's just like, okay, what's like a way I could get through this?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be doing that, like when I'm working. I like, if I really don't feel like it, I'll be like, what's the chillest way I can like open this file, you know? Maybe I'll do it while listening to a podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll turn on a song, you know?
Maybe I'll turn on Keepers of the Fire.
Yeah, maybe I'll go to the bathroom again.
Maybe I'll
just because I like an excuse to get up.
Maybe
and
I'll
walk.
just close my eyes real quick.
I'll just close my eyes for a second, and then I'll open, you know, and then I'll
open
drag
the file.
this file to this other folder, you know. But you find a way to get through the day.
Yeah, you do. You do.
You know, if you want to do something, you can. Okay. I forgot why I wrote this down. Happens sometimes. Yeah. What I'm calling in is acceptance. And I think I chose that because I guess it ties into the previous one. There's such a calming feeling if you can really just like take a moment to consider what it would be like if there were no problems, like no matter like what's bothering you. You know, like, can you step outside of this identification with yourself, like you were observing someone else's story, like feel that detachment and just accept it perfectly where it is, as if you had no dog in the fight for all the good parts, all the bad parts, all the places you wish you were, all the mistakes you've made, just accepting it without trying to change it, if only for a few seconds.
Yeah.
And I think that's what meditation is, you know, it's like trying to practice that, and then like you forget that you're doing that, and then you get lost in thought again, and then you have to like try and like bring yourself back out to like look at it, you know, try and step outside the ego and look at it from the outside. And so I feel like I need to do that, you know what I mean? Because too often, I find myself, dude, I was like, but I get better at catching myself now. Like when I start going down a mental, like roller coaster of thoughts of like, oh, this, or like something that makes me angry, or like something that makes me sad or like depressed, you know, and then like it's so easy to just like start like, stacking like the reasons why that's the case to justify that emotion, you know, because like if you're in that headspace, you can find pieces of evidence to like justify that interpretation of reality. But like instead of just stacking that evidence, like trying to like take a step back and like just recognize what's happening. It's like, oh, I'm getting flustered, and like now that's why I'm starting to think these things, and then you can like, you know, just that little distance from it. So I'm calling in more of that.
It's nice. So Journey Bailey,
Eman and Esfandi.
how was your day, brother?
Pretty good, man.
Yeah?
No, not really. It was all right. I feel like in general in life, I'm getting to a better place where like my baseline, like my homeostasis is like just getting better. So I'm very grateful for that. And like I noticed those upward improvements. So I feel like that's why I'm doing well. But it's been a very tiring week. It's been a very busy week.
Yeah,
you know,
for
a
sure.
lot going on this week.
A lot going on.
So there's a lot going on. It's a special
going
week,
on.
dude.
It is a special week.
Of course, there's going to be a lot going on. And so I haven't been getting a lot of sleep and stuff. And so there's definitely like a fatigue, you know, or like a feeling of being overwhelmed, or like, oh shit, like how am I going to like make all this work?
I feel that.
But I just feel very blessed, man. I just feel like everything's like going smooth. Everything's flowing along. And I really like days when I get to work from home.
Nice.
Because then like on like my little breaks, I can work out, you know. And so I feel like I've been so productive.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Nice.
I've lived 3 different lives today.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess in a way.
Simultaneously.
Yeah.
All of them, like, yeah, like the Spideyverse, but if it was just 3 and it was me.
And it was you.
Yeah, it was just me. It's my little, my little universe in my apartment. So yeah, that was sick. And then I just, and I raced over here as quick as I could. It's gone by in a flash, dude.
Yeah.
Today has gone by in an absolute flash, but yeah, it's been all right. How's your day been?
You know, it's been ups and downs. It was a heavier day than I've had in a while. I felt similar to you that lately things have been coming together really nicely and flourishing and crystallizing in a way that felt like, wow, momentum is going forward, and I'm growing, and I'm feeling lighter, and I'm feeling healthier. And, there's always a solution to every issue, like family's good, that kind of thing. And I got a call that really, without getting into the details, was just heavy information to find out. And it's not something that I know can be solved immediately. And so you feel the weight. I felt the weight of that for the rest of the day. And and it just I woke up in a way that I didn't normally like to wake up, which I had to like rush out of bed and head to the airport, and I could feel that like it's almost been like a fog all day. And that call was pretty early in that morning, so I was still somewhat sensitive, you know. So it sort of colored my day. And
is that how you woke up from the call?
No, I didn't wake up from the call, but on the car ride to the airport within 10 minutes, I was you know, on that call. So it's interesting because, you know, I knew we had this at the end of the day, which for the fire aspect of it alone, I was like, oh, that'll be nice, you know? It'll be great to sit by the fire and just sort of
Yeah,
but
that's all this is at the end of the day.
right, and but we
Nice
had
fire.
other plans, and yeah, it just felt like it felt like an example of, oh, what's an adjustment that can be made.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Right, where we
this
could
is
still
an example.
shoot an episode because I want to, and I
Yeah.
want to sit by the fire, and I want to
Yeah.
enjoy this, and
We can just talk about our feelings a little bit.
and then and it was nice to be able to just switch and say, you know what, this episode should be what it is, where we are, showing
Yeah.
up where we are as I am, and but I feel a lot, even just the last hour hanging by this fire,
Yeah.
having some food,
Yeah.
drinking some water,
Yeah.
talking with some friends, like we were all talking about. It's like very enlivening, and it doesn't even mean we don't even have to commiserate, so to speak. It's like
Yeah.
I don't have to bring up anything that's going up,
Yeah.
but just to sit around with each other and talk, it already lightens some bit of the load. It's like
So
it burns.
much.
It's like it literally burns away.
It does, and that's part of the beauty of the ritual of getting together to do this,
Yeah.
which essentially is just like we're formalizing the hangouts that we would have like casually
Totally.
throughout the week. But yeah, dude, I don't know like to what extent people relate to this, or like if I'm like weird, but there's such a difference in like the quality of my thoughts when I'm in a group of people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I am right now, or just hanging out with friends, or like on a date, like whatever, talking to your parents, where there's something about like the conscious act of interacting with another mind, where like I'm understanding that they're perceiving me a certain way, and so like I'll be this like the healthiest version of myself, because like that's how I want to represent myself to other people.
Oh,
but like when I'm
fascinating.
alone, I'll be like so much harsher on myself.
Wow.
Like I'm so much more quicker to like jump to like if something's like not going well, like you fucking idiot, like fuck, fuck.
Wow.
But like I would like never like have that energy like around other people.
Right.
So like that's like hanging out with other people kind of like elevates me
Wow.
to this like the better version of myself. Like the version I would want to be. And then when you part company, you ever like just driving home after like a great hang, where you're just like dying laughing, or like a really awesome date or something, and you just feel like so ecstatic. Like the rest of the time, the rest of the night by yourself is really cool too. It's people are like it's like energy collaborators.
Yeah.
Y'all get together and it makes it's like a synergy, a better energy that would exist if than if either any of you were just on your own.
Yeah. There's no more incubation of whatever things you might be holding, or feelings you're or self-talk, or there's
thought
no
loops.
That all has to leave, because now you have to be present with someone.
Yeah, you have to interact with what they're saying and listen.
It's
and
almost
consider
like
it.
it's almost like having to drop all these things you're holding in order to be present.
Yeah.
Also reconnects you to the lighter version of yourself that isn't holding on to things it doesn't need to hold on to.
Yeah, more of the you that's in the moment.
Yeah, the you that's in the moment is gonna be
less like lost
closer
in deep
to this
thought.
self that feels higher, that feels more forgiving and accepting and relaxing.
Yeah.
Or relaxed. It might even have something to do with just you would never maybe talk to anyone else that way. That fire's roaring.
Yeah, usually not. Usually I would avoid
You wouldn't.
that kind of
you would
language.
not ever wish to talk to someone else
Definitely
that way.
not. Yeah,
And
of course.
because of that, that part of your brain that even has the propensity to speak that way knows, like, oh, we're not really welcome in this environment. Like when we're talking to these people, we want to talk with love. You want to talk to people with respect and kindness, and so naturally you're in that state.
Yeah, right, exactly. So that starts to. You ever like read a book and then like
I've read a book before,
I've read
This
a couple.
one.
Read a couple books in my day, and you ever have that experience where like you get really like you read a book for a long time, like you're really loving it, just like the prose of it, the way that the author writes, and then when you put the book down and step away for like the 30 minutes, an hour, you're kind of like thinking like the author writes.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Or, like your
You've
brain
got their perspective on for a little bit.
like the way
It's
they see the
beautiful.
world.
It's beautiful.
It's like your thoughts start organizing and like seeing reality that way, or like like
That's a
back in
great
college,
point.
like taking math classes where like you'd be like learning about like how a certain equation works, and then like you start like interpreting like reality that way. You're like, oh, that system, that like how this like Coke machine works or whatever, like that actually like apply. I could fit like that mathematical thing. Like your brain just starts to like interpret reality that way.
Yeah, I have had that feeling. Do you think that's similar to the thing that happens when you socialize with people, and the difference you get on your way home? Like after a good hangout, you're on a drive home by yourself, and
Yeah, exactly, right. Like it's like you're used to seeing the world that way, you know? And so it's like, yeah, because like if you're with people that you respect and you love and you have like this amazing, like uplifting experience and like you realize it kind of like validates like your standing in the world in a sense. Because like these people who like that you love and respect, like it's like seems like they like, you know, it's mutual, like they enjoy your company and like you all laughed and had this like great time together. So then it's kind of like you have that identity as you leave. You're like, oh, I'm somebody who like stands with those, you know, that caliber of people, and it's like that's why it's important who you keep around you. That's why I keep Molly right here.
Extremely important. Molly's been so sweet. It's extremely important. I'm always curious when meeting new people about the ways they keep their peace.
Yeah.
You know, it's similar to the ways they keep their fire.
Yeah.
I'm curious of like, oh, what is this person, you know, if I'm developing a deepened friendship with them, I'm like, what is this person like in situations of collaboration or situations of stress?
Yeah.
What is this person like in situations of jest? And like, it's something that crosses my mind. Like, how do other people get through their life, experience life, with this in mind, right? Like with the idea of what you bring, how you show up, how it feels when you're showing up with people, how you feel afterwards. Like, there's some people I've met who are just so intuitive with it, they never even think about it. It's like not even a thought forward thing. They're just like, oh yeah, I love those guys. They don't even like, there's no conscious deliberating about what do I feel around this person, and it's, they seem to have a good radar, like internal intuitive radar for that.
Just naturally, like they don't have to break it down categorically. Like okay, gotcha.
Which I think is so interesting to meet those kind of people and then be like, oh, you just kind of feel your way through.
Yeah, but you think it through piece by piece. You get academic about it.
Yeah, you know, I do get academic about it. I feel like there was a period in my life right before the pandemic that I was like at my peak of trying to academically figure everything out, and I was the most depressed I'd ever been.
Evaluating all your relationships.
I was just consciously, like I was saying earlier, like trying to mastermind an understanding of everything that's going on and what they lead to and what it means and where they come from, and it was like so much to keep track of. And then I started talk therapy, and it was like dive in even more. And it was really helpful because it was an expert in that. She was able to help me sift through these thoughts in a productive way. But then I found myself, the further and further I got through it and worked through things, the less and less I wanted to just consciously sit and you know, mull through all the possibilities. And it was like, actually, I want to let go. I want to be where I am, doing what I'm doing as often as I can, if not all the time. I want to be present, because I came to learn that like when you're really, really, really present, even if there was something that you needed and you didn't have, something about locking into that flow state, something about settling into yourself and being so where you are. Somehow it is like everything you always need is always present.
It is.
You know? And everything that needs to happen always happens. And it's like it's almost like as you align with this present state, so does the alignment of the life around you occur. Like it like reflects your center, your inner of alignment. You're like, oh, I'm in my place. Like I'm in my body. I'm in my skin. And then everything else starts to reverberate away from you in that same order. It's like so unique. And then similarly opposite. That can happen opposite. You know, you're so tumultuous inside, it feels like everything around you is going wrong.
Yeah, man. Well, like I know, and people talk a lot about like being present or like being in the moment or like mindfulness, and can kind of like, you know, start to feel like abstract. But it, like, I think it's a simple way to think about it is like either you're lost in thought or you're not. You know what I mean? Like either like you're truly engaged like with the present moment and dancing with it like in rhythm, and you're just, you know, like responding in real time and like
not being lost in a cacophony of worrying about how you're being perceived, or like how this is going to affect this, or what this person's thinking, or like there's this thing you have to do after, and like when should you leave, and you know what I mean? Like if you can just really actually fully sit down and be in that place as often as possible, it kind of ties in with all the themes we're talking about of just like accepting things as they are. There's this principle in Buddhism that I've always thought was really salient and illustrative. It's the concept of removing the second arrow. It's like the idea, like if you get shot with an arrow, there's the objective, real pain of, you know, the metal piercing your skin and like breaking bones and tearing flesh, and that hurts, you know. So that's like a real objective piece of reality. But then there's this whole other arrow that's your thoughts, you know, that's worrying about like, who shot me? Like, is anyone after them? What's it, you know, am I gonna live or die? Is this gonna get infected? You know, I'm gonna be late for my whole day is ruined. I wonder how long it's gonna take to heal.
I was going to a movie tonight. Now I have an arrow in my leg.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many things, and that part can even like almost become worse.
Right.
You know what I mean? Than the actual physical pain of suffering. You know, the mental struggle of trying to interface with that reality. And it's something that great thinkers have recognized throughout history, like very like, you know, disparate figures, but thought leaders like Mark Twain said, like, I've suffered through a great deal of things in life, some of which actually happened.
Yeah.
Or Aristotle said, like, a man thinks, or man becomes what he thinks about. Too short. Don't lose your head, you know, don't let your thoughts become a runaway cascade. And, yeah, so that's the end of that thought.
That's the end of that thought. That's my finishing statement.
That's my sticking the
that
landing.
thought. It is fascinating how many of the public figures and historical figures that you read about who are renowned for their insight, whether on the human condition or philosophy or anything of that nature, all in their own way, at least all the ones I've really been drawn to and read, but not because of this, only to come to find this, come back to saying something along the lines of, it's all in your mind. Like, it's like it stems in the mind, the way you think, what you believe. Your thoughts are this, your thoughts are that. You are not your this, you are not. It's like fascinating how often it comes up to your mind, and it just further elucidates the necessity to have mental health practices. Since it is clearly, regardless of it being quite literally the computing center for your body, it also somehow seems to dictate the world around you, right? The wiring of your mind changes the way your world interfaces with you. You know, if your predisposition is to look for the worst possible outcome and to be cynical, you're more likely for that to occur.
That becomes reality.
And then if you are the opposite, it's more likely the opposite occurs. And it's like a somewhat of an intangible thing, but also there are like scientific results of the power of positive thinking. And
yeah, dude, absolutely, man. I think it's a very concrete thing that your thoughts create your reality. I feel like it's really like undeniable, you know what I mean? Because there's just like certain facts you can observe about society, and who's happy and who's not, you know? It's like there's people who live in squalor and poverty who, you know, smile radiantly and laugh and have very like rich lives with their family, and, you know, wouldn't be described as clinically depressed or, you know, suffer from clinical anxiety. But then, you know, you could be a multimillionaire in charge of like a very important company and have all these Western identifications of success, you know, of at least like the markers that like we're all ostensibly chasing, you know, with the implication that's going to make us happy, status, you know, bigger house, whatever.
Family, kids, reputation, health.
Status, being able to like flex on people you went to high school with at your reunions, you know, like all that you spend your whole life working for.
That you've been dreaming about.
Yeah, you can get all that, but you could be that type of character and be absolutely depressed.
Totally
You can have
miserable.
a failed marriage, and like your kids hate you, and so the difference between those two archetypes of human beings is the quality of their mind, the internal. So it's like, what would be a more important signal of what reality is, than like how you actually feel in those moments. So I think that's like why it's worth paying attention to. That's why it's worth taking seriously, trying to figure it out. And honestly, I feel like I can't speak from a place of authority of like telling anyone how to get their mental health in order. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I'm in the middle of figuring it out.
Yeah.
But once I do know, we'll have another episode. I'll circle back and I'll let everyone know.
Will you grab me a log from yours as well?
Yeah, absolutely. We got so many logs, dude.
I'll grab another one.
You want another one from over here?
Well, you could put one on. I was just...
For sure.
On this side. Yeah, that's interesting you say that, this idea of having the authority to guide anybody else or give anybody else advice on how to handle their mental health. I think it's a unique thing where hearing examples of people and their ways of managing their mental health has always been helpful in my book. Like,
For
just 'cause
sure.
hearing how unique those practices can be
Yeah.
is so like elucidating. Like, oh, like there's someone whose mental health, part of their mental health practice is to go for walks.
Yeah.
And you may
For
not
sure.
want to go for walks.
Yeah.
But you're like, oh, okay, yeah, they go out, they get out of their house. That's what I gather from that.
They get some sun
Okay, what would
rays.
I like to do? Instead of a walk, I'll go to a coffee shop and just sit, have a nice coffee and sit outside. Like,
Yeah.
whatever their decision is.
Yeah.
Um,
Just learning. But yeah, because I think like it's almost like all these different positive mental health exercises or like tricks that people have. I feel like the reason that there's so many of them and people can like have their own is because there's lots of things that work. And it's almost like to get the true efficacy of it, to get the best result, the real thing that matters is the consistency of the application. And I feel like sometimes that's where I'll drift. Like that, I think that's a pattern I'm disrupting right now in my life. But like it's been very much like, okay, like going up, and then like something will like set me back, it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And it's like it never like has the chance to fully compound, and come to fruition from exercising those different things. So I think in the near future, I am gonna feel like, oh yeah, actually I got it. Like not like I'm comfortably like in the pilot seat.
Yeah,
So actually I am qualified to speak on this with authority.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I just
I'm a
don't,
Surgeon General.
I don't feel like there's any equating to qualification to speak on your own mental health practice or journey, right? Like, and it inherently can help other people with their practice.
Yeah.
Just because the idea of even acknowledging today I did not feel great and I was not trying to come do this unless there were adjustments made that made it comfortable for me to still do.
Yeah.
And that's helpful to witness, and it also like we had Chloe when we were hanging out a second ago saying, oh yeah, I wasn't really in the best mood today.
Yeah.
And realizing I could come here and I didn't have to pretend I was, and just being also like, oh, I'm also not having a great day.
I love it when
Felt
you're having
really-
a bad day and you realize other people are too, and you're just existing together in your space.
But
I mean,
that is
not
the
because you wish
magic.
that on
That
them,
is-
but
no, but that
there's
is
a
the
comfort
magic
to it.
of community. And you're like,
Right.
oh, like literally she went something about, I think she might have just asked, how was your day? I said, crazy day, heavy day. And she like looked at me, stopped what she was doing, was like, you too? I'm like, yeah. She's like, me too. And it was like really satisfying.
Yeah.
There was a moment of release right there.
Yeah.
A moment of visibility, a moment of resonance.
Being seen. Yeah, what is that? It's like, and that's why like great art can be so striking. If a song, like you hear a
Absolutely.
song that like beautifully encapsulates an emotion that you're going through, or a movie or whatever, it's like this joy of being seen somehow through another person or their art, It's like there's a comfort in that.
Yeah, because it immediately elucidates, I'm not the only one going through this.
Yeah.
And when it's a piece of art, at least I find, it's like a permission slip. Actually, even in that moment, it was like permission. She was like, it's nice to feel that I can, if I ever don't feel great, say that.
Yeah.
And permission to honor your feelings and honor, which is to honor who you are in that present moment, to honor how you feel, to honor the feelings you have, instead of suppressing or subverting them to present yourself in a different way when you're not feeling up to being that way.
Yeah,
you know?
right. Instead of putting on a mask.
Exactly.
Which there are some situations where you have to. If you're going to like a, you know, you're doing like a red carpet event for a movie.
Sure.
Right. There's kind of like a certain like face you have to have on, or just like going to like a normal job for work. You know, there's like a
there's like a customer service face you put on.
A customer service face, exactly.
Yeah.
Like dealing with the public face.
Yeah, that's fascinating. I coached. I hear what you mean on the red carpet thing. I've been fortunate that like the red carpets I've done, like I've never, so far, there hasn't been that many.
Yeah.
But so far, I've never had something come up beforehand that has altered my state to not feel like being photographed.
To
I
be
was
the
like
way you're
in
supposed to.
I was in good states.
Yeah.
But I did teach tennis for 8.5 years, and that's customer service, like one-on-one or one.
Yeah, not every day you feel like
one with a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
And like kids want high energy, and they are high energy, and there were days where I was like, wow, I like
Calm down,
don't
kids.
want to do any of this.
Yeah.
But then it was like right away, like, all right, everybody, hey, what's up?
Hey,
you know, it was
that's
like,
your boy, Eman.
I never said that, but
I would never say that.
they called me Coach
I don't care
Eman.
how bad of a day I was having.
I was Coach
I
Eman,
never said
okay?
that.
On the court, it was
It's
my
me,
court.
your boy. Hey, kids.
It's me, your friend. Just run around with them. I don't even play tennis with them.
Let's go to the store.
And so there were days where I would throw on that customer service energy. That's a very draining thing to do.
Yeah, it sucks.
Speak of like mental health, like that will really drain you.
I had one meeting today, dude, and it wrecked me. Actually, no. Like the meeting itself it's a lesson of being present, because like the interaction was fine, but like all day since I woke up, I was like, God, I don't want to fucking have this meeting.
Oh,
God,
and the meeting wasn't even that bad.
No, like I overblew like what it was gonna be about, and I thought it was gonna be like a lot more confrontational than it was, and it was fine.
Oh,
but like I built it up in my head all day. I was like,
so it
God.
tortured you for hours before.
Yeah, because just to put on that mask for a little bit, and have to just be like, oh yeah, and just like, you know,
and it wasn't even that.
It was completely fine.
That happens.
Dude, that's the other thing I wanted to say. Like I was thinking of earlier today. Is like it's almost always completely fine. Whenever you're worrying about something like crazy, obviously bad things sometimes do happen. But if you start being mindful and paying attention to the amount of times you get like lost in thought or have anxiety about like a certain outcome, it's almost like that voice in your head has like a accuracy rate of like 10%. Like the shit you worry about. Like, am I gonna get a ticket? Am I gonna be late? Am I gonna is this person gonna like me? Is this gonna go well? How's this gonna go? It's all like at the end of the day, it's like all of it actually went like well and it was fine. Like, there's like no reason for panic at any point.
Right. That person's not mad at me. That person is not expecting that from me.
Yeah.
I actually don't have to finish that yet.
Yeah.
That's actually fine as it is. We don't need to change that or manipulate that. Like,
yeah. And it's important to like pay attention to like to when the shit like does go well and like keep track of that. Like as like a mental reminder of how reality actually is. Like it's so much, it's just it's like a studied fact of human psychology that it's so much easier to pay attention to the negative things, which could be just like a coincidental byproduct of like a brain that evolved to survive, because it's a better survival rate if you pay more attention to like something that might be a tiger, you know, versus just noticing how pretty the grass looks today.
Sure, yeah, it's pre-wired.
Yeah, but
from
you can
like a
override
survival
it.
Yeah, that is the evolution
Right.
of consciousness, and you know, it's funny. I think a lot to this like delineation between when I lived in Austin, Texas. That's when we met. I was in UT.
Shout out Austin.
And there was a few years in Austin that felt very golden.
Yeah.
They felt like I was constantly elevating, and not that there wasn't like other things going on in my life that did feel heavy and I didn't know how to deal with, but I was repressing it, so I didn't know that yet. But there was this constant, like I was just coming into the realization of practical optimism, like being able to count your blessings in the morning and like going, okay, I woke up,
gratitude list,
got a bed, I live in an
Sick.
apartment, I go to university, I can walk, I can see, I have food in the fridge, I can take a shower, I have running water, like the bare minimum. And I was starting to do that as a practice. And in my head, it was like a video game counter.
Yeah.
So you wake up and your tank is, or your mana bar is like at 0. Are you okay? What's wrong?
Drop it. Oh my God. sorry.
What is?
No, you're good.
What is it?
Oh my god.
So, our wolf in security, Molly,
Looks
has
like
just massacred an animal in the backyard. I'm not entirely certain what kind of animal yet. Please
we're still investigating the
hold
facts. We're not
to-
sure.
confirm.
I can't. Yeah, I can't.
She killed it?
No, it's not
David,
dead.
can you bring the rat up here so
Can we
so
play
people
this
can
on
see?
the... No, we're not going to do that. So it's a rat, you think? Should we grab some... Should we get gloves and...
I was too focused on the possum chilling up there. Maybe
Should we get
There's a
gloves
possum
and
above
throw
us?
it?
Maybe we should take a break for a second real quick.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, it's,
Sorry, guys.
just do
No,
some
no, it's
animal
okay.
control.
Let's take a break.
Look at this guy.
No, I know.
I'm sorry, it's not funny that a rat died, but this situation's funny.
It's great, Molly, that you're here. Come here. Come here. Good girl. It's great you're here. Thank you for that very sweet security measure you took in killing or finding a dead mouse
Yeah.
so that we wouldn't. That's very kind of you. Thank you for that.
Call it into reality.
So, welcome back. We're back from our joke break. Molly killed a mouse or brought a dead mouse,
Yeah.
and I thought it'd be interesting to look up the spiritual meaning. Just for
Oh,
fun.
yeah, right.
And it says,
Uh-huh.
per Google,
It's like the AI summarized thing.
it's not AI.
Okay,
It's
cool.
like hiddensignificance.com.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure it wasn't
It's the
AI, dude.
legit
Can't-
site. dude.
You can't take
It's the
spiritual
legit
knowledge from
site
AI.
for significance
dude. Yeah.
of hidden things.
Good.
The sight of a dead mouse could be a spiritual prompt guiding you to relinquish past burdens and liberate yourself. This interpretation encourages us to let go of things that no longer serve us, creating space for new experiences and growth.
What's the website called?
Hiddensignificance.com.
Thank God for hiddensignificance.com, dude. Because
Yeah.
I was worried for a sec. I was like, what does this mean?
Thank God for them, and also fascinating correlation to the podcast, to the idea of letting go,
Letting things go.
and
Yeah.
clearing space to make space for new things. And
And we've been on that trajectory, which is a theme we've talked about
Absolutely.
for weeks now.
absolutely, and
Yeah.
and it's right in line with mental health, right? You do
Yes.
want to get rid of old belief systems or thought patterns you have
Yeah.
that are keeping you from growing, keeping you from new experiences. Oh, I don't want to go out because I'm self-conscious about this or that.
I don't want to go out because nobody likes me. I want to.
That's you're
that
making a
was the
joke.
thing.
You're making a joke.
Yeah, right.
But it is very much
Yeah,
a
for
thought
sure.
that comes up.
Yeah.
In so many different
I think that
forms.
thought once a day, dude. At least.
Seriously,
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
there are so many forms of that thought of
Yeah.
I don't want to go out because XYZ, and
Yeah.
it's something that you are affirming to yourself
Yeah.
as true,
Yeah.
but that doesn't lead to any sort of adjustment or change of that. There's so many forms of that thought that don't sound exactly like what you said, but they are
Limiting
Oops.
beliefs about reasons you can't do something.
exactly
Reasons not to do something.
And I sent you a thing about it. I remember now.
Okay.
Where your commitment to a version of yourself that wasn't capable of handling an
Yeah.
experience
Yeah.
only survives as long as you affirm it to yourself. It only survives as long as you believe it. And so there are ways to reprogram and rewire your brain
Yeah.
with thoughts
Yeah.
to at least help with engaging in that new experience that you might have had fear around or anxiety around,
Right.
or even an experience you've already been around.
Yeah.
And
I think that's where affirmations come in.
absolutely,
You know what I
think
mean?
I
Like
think
it's more than just saying something to yourself in the morning. It's like it's recognizing that fact that you just described, that like you can change the way, literally like the person you are through your thought process.
Mm-hmm.
You know, through believing and acting as if you are a different version, the version of yourself that you want to become.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you can make those changes, and you literally become nothing but that. So if your normal thought process is cluttered with negative self-talk and limiting beliefs about your potential, like, oh, I'm not smart enough to do this, I'm not good
not
looking
creative
enough, to do that,
I'm not talented enough.
I'm not tall enough,
Mm-hmm.
I can't jump high enough, can't run fast enough. There's so many different things. Instead of Instead of believing all that, you say, I am tall.
I just knew. Oh, this next thing is about to be a joke, dude. I'm certain of it.
I can jump.
Your affirmations to yourself
Like,
have to be like, I'm very funny. And every joke I make always lands, and everybody loves my sense of humor.
But you change your thought structure to like you didn't think you were qualified for a certain like position or something. You can change your thought process to say, no, I am. You know, I talk like someone who is going to get that job. I show up. I put in the hours of someone. I dress like someone who's going to get that job. You know, you start believing that you already are that thing, and then through those thoughts, it organizes your actions, and then you literally become that just by believing it. You know, and it can boil down to like cliches that even sound silly, like when you don't like unpack it, but like really like you just like Tupac said. What is it? What did Tupac say?
A lot of things. Tupac said so many great things. Tupac was a wonderful
If you believe you
speaker.
can achieve, that's what it is, dude. Sounds like a Disney Channel rhyme, dude.
Right.
That's Tupac.
Right, or Nas saying the world is yours, or
I told him to say that. Yeah.
you taught him that.
Yeah, I taught him. Like, Nas, the world is yours. He's like, oh, okay. Let's just put this on.
But yeah, it's interesting because I think affirmations played a huge part in my restructuring of my belief systems and brain, and whether it came to like thoughts about money and wealth and what that represented to me, or even just the thoughts I had about myself and the way I talk to like we were talking about earlier, self-talk, the way I speak to myself, the way I forgive myself, the way I accept things about myself, even as I come to learn them, or even as I grow out of them. And acknowledging that in the self-talk, in the affirmations. What are you laughing at? What are you,
Nothing.
Yeah?
No, nothing.
You get
I'm not
something.
thinking about anything.
You're very present.
I'm locked
Either
in.
you're present or you're lost in thought. And I'm present, brother.
I'm 100% locked in.
Remember what I was talking about earlier? I'm there right now. I'm there right now, but I'm here right now. You know what I mean?
I'm in two different places, dude.
I'm too present in both.
Yeah. Exactly, dude.
You know, and affirmations regarding self, like that are self-love affirmations.
Yeah.
I am whole, I am loved, I am lovable, or I am healthy even when you don't feel the best, right? Like in some ways you're tricking your brain because you know, oh, if I affirm to myself the thing I would prefer to be,
Yeah.
I am more likely to take action and receive inspiration
Right.
towards becoming that thing.
Yeah.
So it isn't so much that you're tricking, you're not denying the fact that you aren't that thing yet because you're using the affirmation. If you were already that thing, you would hardly ever use that affirmation.
Right,
There is
right.
an acceptance of it, but that's all right too.
Yeah.
That is like the acknowledgement of what you are aiming to grow into or grow out of,
Right.
with conscious thought, with affirmation. And it's interesting because affirmations are so personal. I've spoken to people who ask me like, hey, what affirmations do you listen to? And I listen to so many different kinds to the point now where I come up with affirmations all the time for myself.
Yeah,
like
same.
very
That's
hyper-specific
the
ones
best,
that
yeah.
feel the most tailored to what I need to rewire about myself.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and they do such powerful. They have such a powerful influence on my day-to-day and my mental health. And I remember having to use an intermediary because I wasn't ready totally at the beginning of using affirmations to buy into I am wealthy. It would like hurt me to use I am wealthy when I had negative money in my account and was like
Yeah.
you're
like a sore subject.
in debt. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, I don't believe these things.
Yeah. What
But
was
then
an
it was like-
intermediary?
The intermediary was something like I am learning
Yeah. Okay.
more about money and the commitment I have to the knowledge of money and how it relates to me is making me wealthy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if I am in the process of getting to being wealthy
Yeah.
or healthy or whatever it is I was using that affirmation for,
Yeah.
the intermediary helped me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, I can say this to myself because I am in literally just saying this, doing the thing I'm describing.
Yeah.
And it is going to lead me to that thing. Now I'm at a point where I feel way more comfortable with, oh, I'd like this to be a natural state for myself.
Yeah.
I will embody that. I will affirm that. I will believe that. I will think that.
Yeah.
And commit to that until it does crystallize in my world and I am these things.
Yeah.
I am surrounded by a community of friends who I love and who love me purely. I am creating often and creating work that does do for the listener or audience what it does for me. And so I am creating work that does a lot for me in a healthy way.
Yeah.
And that will resonate and you know,
Yeah.
it's a lot easier now, but it has been like years. I think since 2021 is when I picked up affirmations. Music is a huge part of affirmations, right? We
Yeah,
make
you mean
rap
like in the
music.
actual lyrics that you
Yeah.
write?
Absolutely.
You're making affirmations to yourself.
Absolutely. They're
Yeah.
all and something about making it and channeling it into an art form like rap or music of any kind.
Yeah.
You are embodying that thing. You know how it is.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
have
I
to
know.
own
Yeah.
the words you are speaking.
Yes.
You have to stand on that business.
You have to stand on biz 10 toes
You gotta
down.
stand 10 toes down.
On that business.
On that business.
Yeah,
On that business.
people are gonna know you're not standing on the business.
On that
They're gonna see right through it,
business,
dude.
man.
Yeah.
And because you can feel that. And so even just the practice of doing that helped me so much. And
For sure.
there was, I had a lot of people confused, like rapping about things that don't exist yet.
Yeah.
And
Well, I was never confused.
You weren't. I know you weren't
understood
actually,
from
because
the
I knew you
beginning.
could understand
Yeah.
what I was doing.
I
Right?
always understand.
And it was like, it's aspirational. It is for me
Yeah.
to motivate myself to embody the version of myself I'd prefer to be.
And some of those things have come true that
Many
you
of
were
them.
saying, you know, the time when you didn't have them physically. And
Absolutely.
what was cool about you at that time was witnessing how conscious you were of creating these mantras, these projections of what you wanted and consciously putting it into your lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
And then to watch over the course of a few years to see some of those things that were just dreams at the time actually come true. It gives your music a whole new richness. It's interesting. It's like you were setting up songs that were going to make sense in the future.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I felt about it then too. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, these will come. From what I've learned about
Yeah.
affirmation and self-concept and
Yeah.
what you think is what you get, what you believe is who you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will apply them and a lot of the songs were reflections of my thinking at the time. I was just starting to engage with affirmations. So unconsciously when I would feel like rapping and it would feel like a flow state and an unconscious reflection, like it was just coming out of me freestyling, I'd listen back and go, oh,
Yeah.
I'm rapping as if I'm in the future.
Yeah, you're a future rapper. Yeah.
I'm rapping from the future.
Yeah. that
And the
perspective.
future is the future that I have been affirming to myself as a present thing. And so it's showing up in this music.
Yeah.
And just committed to that. And it has changed my entire life. It's funny because now that I'm, working on this music video for Alexei 3049 DeLorean, the cyberpunk song, that's a totally different genre.
Yeah.
The hook and the lyrics are all very dark.
Yeah, right.
And I'm coming to a different understanding with this music of it also serving as a form of release.
I think it could be that
the dark
too.
side.
Because so many great artists, some of the best songs ever, or best art in general, was made during troubled times, and
Absolutely.
expressing how that felt. And a lot of them went on to have very bright futures.
A lot of light.
You know what I mean? A lot of light came from that, from expressing that darkness.
From that
But
darkness.
yeah, because it's beautiful. You wouldn't want to, from a creative perspective, you wouldn't want to neglect that spectrum, that part of the spectrum of human emotion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you use affirmations as well?
Never.
Yeah, they're pointless.
Yeah, no, I would never do that.
Just kidding. They work
I
great.
do. And I like to make personalized ones too, that are specific for what I'm going through, because I think another practical utility of affirmations is an organizing of your intentions and aspirations. Because I don't know if you've ever felt this, but sometimes I'll get mission drift, where I'll have a lot of inspiration to do something. And be very motivated because of some very intense experience that I'm responding to. But then, you're focused for a month, you're staying on top of all the things. And then
or whatever. Maybe even like you start in the project and it gets going, but then like after a while, you just like you start to get this feeling like, what was the point of this? Like, what am I doing? Like, am I happy still? You know?
Yeah.
And so I think like reminding yourself of like why you're doing something, you know, because like a lot of things that are worth pursuing in life and obtaining are projects that can take months, you know, parts of yourself you develop over months, you know, achieving some sort of mastery, some sort of way that you're working on yourself. And so you have to, you know, one of your things was resilience, right? Like you have to like remain resilient, like through that, even like entire days or, you know, stretches of like, you know, a week or so where it feels really hard and shitty and you're not reaping the benefits yet, you know? So I like using them as a way of reminding myself and keeping like that inspiration fresh that I had at the genesis, like the origin of, you know, when I set intentions for a particular direction that I was moving.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I sort of forgot what I was gonna say.
Dude, that's happened to me like 3 different times. One of the times you saved me, you're like, I think, like, you know, so you're saying it ties into this? I was like, yeah.
I remember, actually.
Yeah.
I remember
I was
that.
like, oh, thank God, dude. And I was just like agreeing that it did. And then
And
as
then
I
it
started
clicked.
talking about it, I was like, okay, thank God, yeah, he got it right. this is what I was going to say.
Got you, bro.
That just rolls over as a smooth moment. Just give me a spot.
No.
No, that's
I
not,
swear I had
that's
it for
not
a
what I was going
I
to
remember
say
now, I
either.
remember now.
Okay, go.
I had it for a second, and as soon as I said, "Oh, I forgot it again," I was like, I scared it off. Dang it! And now it's back.
Okay, go.
I found that during my work in applying affirmations,
Yeah.
and seeing it, somebody analogized it as your thoughts are the garden of your mind,
Okay.
and the life you lead is the flowers that bloom,
Yeah.
or the weeds. And when you are affirming new thoughts, you are planting new seeds into the soil.
Yeah.
So consciously is where you put the seed in, which is above ground.
Yeah.
You consciously put that seed in. It lands into a subconscious. You're trying to implant it into the subconscious part of your mind.
That's the dirt.
The dirt. And then the deepest part of your mind, the unconscious part,
Yeah.
is only achievable by the roots of that thing growing, reaching down. And the only way you can get there is if you water that seed. When you water
Through
it
affirmations.
through affirmations or through reminders
Ooh.
of this new seed you've planted.
Yeah.
But as you implant new seeds,
Yeah.
and they start to grow through affirmation and consistency, if there are weeds you were not aware of that interfere with the new seed you've put in, right? Let's say every plot of land has to do with a different section of your experience. Like, oh, this is self-love. I am love.
So you got to plant some seeds
You
over
plant
there.
a seed in that plot,
Yeah.
and as it goes down, if there's any weeds, which
Yeah.
are analogous for self-limiting beliefs about
Yeah.
being lovable,
Yeah, like negative self-talk.
they will come, yes, like negative they
Yeah.
will come into contact, and you
Yeah.
have to either pull the weed,
Yeah.
or sometimes the weed, if you don't pull that weed and
Yeah.
remove that thought from yourself,
Yeah.
it will take over the new seed, and it will not fully grow down into the unconscious, and then you
Yeah.
won't get to that other side of the flower
The
blooming.
flower blossoming.
That
and-
is to
yeah.
say, I am lovable, right?
Yeah.
The flower of self-love
Yeah, yeah.
and acceptance of love. And so seeing it as a garden,
Yeah.
your thoughts being the garden, and the thoughts you think being the seeds you plant,
Yeah.
the beliefs you have that no longer serve you being the weeds you pull.
Yeah.
And that experience can feel painful because those weeds are deep set in the soil.
for
that
sure.
soil is like the fabric of who you are.
There's a comfort in the limiting beliefs because they keep you in your comfort zone.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And like taking yourself out of that is like intrinsically uncomfortable. You know, an experience that you're gonna feel some type of way about. You know. It's not
You're
just
gonna feel
it's
some type of way
you're
about it,
gonna
man.
feel some type of way about it. It's gonna require conscious energy.
Yeah.
You know, the weed's just not gonna come out by itself.
Yeah, you have to consciously pull that weed.
Yeah. It's because like when you believe something that is keeping you in your lane, there's kind of like this, you know, it's just like a habit more than anything. That's what our brains are. It's just like these habit machines that are on these loops, you know. So
Yeah.
if you have like a certain pattern of responding, you know, to like negative criticism or like a certain kind of setback or like someone breaking up with you or like being fired or something like that, is going to be very hard to break. You know, it's like baked into ways you've been dealing with disappointment or like letdowns your entire life. But if you can, like, I guess like, cause I'm like figuring this out in real time. Cause there's like stuff I want to change in my mind like this. You know, like I'll catch myself having certain thoughts. And sometimes in the moment, like when I recognize that I'm having one of those thoughts, like objectively, this would be a weed. And I'll be like, all right, so time to uproot it. But I notice like in those situations, sometimes I have like no motivation to uproot it. Cause I'm thinking these thoughts for a reason. It's like fulfilling, it's scratching some kind of like an emotional itch for me.
Right.
By repeating this, you know, mantra, even though like I know I won't feel this way. I won't feel this way all day, but for now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess my theory is just through repetition, I'll get better at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Like a muscle.
Yeah, exactly.
That ability to transmute.
That's a fun way to think about it. Yeah.
Different. I love muscles. That's fun. Fun working out's fun.
That's
a fun way.
I like it
That's
because like it's like the body like in that sense and like in terms of like physical progression is very simple and like and undeniable and so like it serves as like a good metaphor for other parts of your being that you're trying to cultivate that maybe aren't as physical, you know, they're abstract psychological concept, that kind of work that you're doing. So and so like to remind yourself that you can't like physically, you can't go into the gym and bench press 500 pounds on the first day. Right. You know, so like, so you shouldn't be like discouraged that there's
you
like
can't believe something you're trying to affirm the first time you affirm it.
Yeah, right. And like have faith in like the gradual progress of like long-term repetition, like having that intention, keeping on practicing, you know, you keep doing that for a year or two, like then you'll see like huge benefits.
Yeah, that's totally, I feel very much on the other side of a 3-year journey of building up that muscle.
Yeah.
And being very quick to catch myself and be like, oh, wait, that's actually like not necessarily true. I don't need to buy into that thought about myself or about a situation, and like can immediately on a dime rewire it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and that is now my belief about that. And like it takes less affirmations to even do that.
Yeah.
And then there's definitely a ton of affirmations, like you were saying in the music crystallizing itself into my real life. Yeah. Where at the time they were conceptual, and now they are honest and true and present. And
they're
when I say them,
carved out.
I've even caught myself saying them and then having a moment of like, wow, that's right. I made it.
Yeah.
I repeated this to myself.
Yeah.
For years until now it's true.
Now it's actually happy. Are you ever like eating a salad and you're like, I'm in love with this feta? You're like, wow.
I really am in love with this feta.
I just wrote that down one day.
I really am in love with this feta.
It really is.
I just
so
have
good.
a pantry full of bread. Look at all this stacked bread.
Stacks of cheddar, dude. Stack of cheddar.
Been counting my bread. Oh yeah,
counting my bread. You just dude.
I'm just in my living room counting all these pieces of bread.
Yeah, yeah. Like on a scale.
Slice.
It's like tallying it. 1, 2.
Chalkboard.
Yeah.
Super slow, bro.
Counting my bread.
Counting my bread.
Love it, but
and then take a bite. I'm in love with this feta. Takes a huge bite out of feta.
I want to say that to a waiter, like when they ask how your meal's going.
I'm in love with this feta. That's why I made it.
Good?
That's why I made it.
Yeah, I was wanting to ask you, is that when it hit you? Where you had lunch one day?
I got inspired to write that lyric. I was having the best salad I've ever had in my life. And I said, what cheese is this? And he said, it's feta. And I said, I'm in love with this feta. And I took another bite.
Okay, good. I wanted to clear that up. That's actually a question I had planned for you if we were going to do the original idea that we had tonight. So I'm glad that we got to touch on that anyway.
Yeah, we got there.
I wanted to clear it up for the listeners at home.
All roads lead home.
Yeah, but you were saying that you have, like, you know, you by calling those things into fruition, putting them out, casting spells through your lyrics of things you wanted to happen, now they have happened, and it feels more autopilot and second nature, which is cool because that's the nature, the plasticity of the human mind, is that capacity to ingrain different habits. You know, like I was saying earlier, like our brains are just like habit machines, but we're not prisoners to those. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You can do it and then have it become so second nature that like just like brushing your teeth, right? It's not like most of us don't have to fight like a willpower battle. We've just accepted that like even no matter how tired we are, like even if you're laying in bed about to drift off, you have that thought like, oh shit, I gotta go brush my teeth. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta go do it. It could be like that with your mental health is what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, agreed. I have so many people who I've heard so many different versions of tailoring your thoughts, curating your thoughts from. I love Neville Goddard, which is more of a metaphysical approach to it. He likes this. He talks about this concept of living in the end, where you go to bed at night, imagining a scenario, where the desired outcome, most specifically the desired feeling of the outcome, is how you feel before going to bed. Even if just to entertain yourself, it's like, hey, fall asleep in the feeling of the thing you would prefer to feel, whatever imaginary situation you need to make that fulfills that, do that, and you will find that feeling creates itself in your world. And I've definitely loved his practices. They're not for everyone, but they're eventually, I think, for everyone. I love Abraham Hicks. She goes on these like I think they call them rampages, but they're rampages of positivity where she's like, I love this day. I love how things are going for me. I really love that I'm always open and welcoming to all the blessings in my life. I love knowing that the universe has my back. I love waking up for another day of beautiful blessings that I'm not even aware are going to come and the ones I am expecting.
I have a cousin like that, dude.
Yeah.
I've heard that before. Yeah.
She goes... I've been there. Been there,
I know
had
that
them
type of
days,
person.
man. But she's a really great one. Abraham Hicks. Bob Proctor is really one of the ones who helped, elucidate the factions of your mind that you're trying to impress new ideas upon. And then one of my absolute favorites is, I think, one of the oldest, Florence Scovel Shinn, had these books called The Game of Life and How to Play It. And there's like more than one volume, and they're all on YouTube. And there's this beautiful audio narrator named Lila. And so it's the Florence Scovel Shinn books read by Lila, if anyone's interested. And I had to have listened to those each, and they're each about like, I don't know, an hour, 2 hours long. I had to have listened to each of those 4 or 5 times in the course of that first year, just to remind myself, one, of the types of affirmations she was coming up with, the stories that seemingly represented these things working out for people, and they feel very metaphysical and intangible sometimes, but after a succession of events that continues to confirm the practicality of this method, you start to go, well, it's working. And I don't need science or hard-based facts. I don't need external facts that have researched this experience to tell me. I am testing it myself with my own life. And whatever's scientifically going on or biologically or psychologically happening, all I am conscious enough of is that the results are appearing. And that is beautiful and remarkable and worthy of an application. It's like, oh, wow. So those are some of my favorites. Have there been anyone...
Take that, Mr. Scientist.
Has there been anyone that you've heard from? And also Joe Dispenza is a really great one. He's really good at articulating the process of starting to rewire your brain and change your beliefs and patterns.
See, and I'm always trying to find like that causal through line of why certain mental habits lead to better outcomes, and like why in my life I've noticed that reoccurring theme among the very successful people I've been fortunate enough to meet, just like just noticing patterns and people I haven't met, it's like watching interviews of accomplished people. And there is a commonality of this optimistic outlook, this can-do attitude, this I can do anything. If anyone can do it, then I can do it. Like I'm here living my best life. And so to me, I think, talking about the practice of like you were saying before you go to bed and you really try and like viscerally imagine the experience of living in some, reality where you accomplish a dream. Like, you wanted to perform, in front of a 5,000 people.
Yeah.
And how that would feel to be on stage,
Yeah.
or you wanted to have a best-selling book, like how that would feel to like get that news. It's a New York Times bestseller. And you just like sit there and you embody that feeling, like how much euphoria you would feel, how much like dopamine, all that joy, like the implications of it. I think just like there's a very like practical cognitive benefit of returning to how good it would feel to accomplish this thing that you're working so hard toward. And I think like it would be an interesting scientific study, but it would just make sense just based on that alone. Statistically, the people who are like reminding themselves constantly of like how good it would feel to accomplish this thing, and like of course they're gonna have like a higher percentage of actually doing it because they're not losing that fire, that kindling, which was the reason they wanted to do it in the first place. They're constantly going back to it.
Now that we're talking about it, I think that might even be where a tendency of mine to derive an end point destination in the things I'm engaging with present moment might have even developed. And not in, I don't think it's negative or positive, but like just elucidating, I attribute much of my current life and the blessings of my current life to the practice of sitting and imagining what it's like to feel this thing at the end. So I've developed a muscle and a practice of going to the end. And so I have this habit that now I'm trying to loosen, and I'm loosening, of needing to know what the current thing becomes at the end. Right? So there's almost like a weed latched on to many of the flowers. You know what I mean? Like I have all these flowers in my life that have crystallized from all those seeds I planted. And this weed I didn't know could grow has found its way in. And I'm like, actually you're not necessary. I don't need to know what every current in the moment present inspiration is going to lead to. I need just to be present, make sure I'm enjoying the present moment, and have faith that the things I believe are going to come for me in the future,
you're going to end up there.
I'll end up there, and that this is how I get there.
Right. So it's like, you know what the end is.
Yeah.
And the means isn't black and white defined, but rather it's just a vehicle which operates by you doing what you love in the moment, pursuing your highest purpose, and then it'll end up at the end.
I'll end up there. That's a unique distinction to that practice. Is like it's very much faith-based. This idea that, and I believe wholeheartedly in it, that your desires are your destiny, that the reason you desire a thing, barring any like silly, hilarious things you're coming up with in your head.
I was just thinking some examples. But
a true desire, a genuine desire, is only presented to you because a version of yourself already has it. Whether you want to call it in the future, different timeline, different alternate reality, whatever, has it, and it wouldn't come to you if it wasn't also meant for you. And so long as nothing you do, like there's nothing you're doing to impede that, like limiting beliefs like, I desire that, but it's impossible. Well, all right, you think what you get. That is the more powerful force there. But if you are open, then you can find yourself at the fulfillment of that desire, because it is meant for you, and you staying in the present moment will elucidate the path to the desire you have. It's all like being presented to you right there in the present moment, not in some scheme of how to get to that thing.
It's
and so staying present will be the most amount of productivity you can actually achieve towards this goal.
That is your desire.
That is your desire.
I forget where this quote comes from, but something like, if you have a dream to do something, like you get like a stroke of like an epiphany, like, like this idea would be really cool, to not follow through on it is a mortal sin. And that always stuck with me.
I've heard that.
And I like thinking about it that way.
I have that. I sort of feel that way. Not like that it's a mortal chest. Tattooed under my hairline.
This is my hair. It's right there.
It's all like a paragraph right here. Kind of small.
The source unknown.
Your wallet just fell.
It's alright, I'll pick it up later.
Great wallet.
Thank you, though. It is a great wallet. That's my favorite wallet I've ever had.
Dude, I've never met someone who needed more card space than you, but that's the perfect wallet for you.
Yeah, and I specifically don't put cards on one side just because it's so beautiful.
So stay
I want
sleek.
there at least to be one side where it's just like the pure design of the
That's
wallet.
sick. Wait, can I see?
Yeah, where is it?
I haven't seen it in a long time.
I'm gonna slide it over there.
Kick it over. Oh, and that's the nice side.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the nice side.
of the
Like, that's
emblem.
the side that has the little...
Do you know what that brand's called?
No idea, but I know where it is.
I've seen that logo. It's like a logo I see, but
I
I
saw
don't.
it was at Nordstrom.
Got you.
I didn't know it had this
Yeah. Oh yeah.
in the center.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
This is a banging
That's where I keep all
wallet.
my goodies.
And it's cool because it stays sleek in the pocket.
It's real sleek, dude. It's my favorite thing ever.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I'm never gonna go back to a normal wallet. That'd be sick. Just have to get all new cards.
And you're like, you know what? I released that. I practiced my... I'm detached. Non-reaction. You just
Not
go
right.
silent.
For the people just listening, Eman pretended he was gonna throw my wallet in the fire.
That's right. That's
And we
right.
didn't react
For those
to
who
it.
are at home or in their car or listening on headphones on a run to up Mount Everest.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
it's cool.
pretended.
It's cool to think about like all the different things you could be doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could be. There's probably someone out there who is at a wedding today. You know, maybe they're participating in the ceremony and they're just
Right.
trying to let us take their thoughts for a moment, but now we're reminding them of it again.
They're at the ceremony right now
Yeah.
as we speak.
Yeah. They're nervous about their
As
speech.
we speak,
It's the
they're-
best, man.
Wow, you ever notice
Yeah.
the time travel that naturally occurs, like us being in the present moment around this fire,
Yeah.
is also us being in the present moment with someone else in the near future at a wedding ceremony?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
we're kind of part of the ceremony.
We're getting married
We're,
with the person
essentially-
that's listening.
We're getting married too. We're inspiring them.
If you are the listener
yeah, let's
who's
give them
at
some
a wedding
advice.
right now,
Yeah.
we'll be right there.
Yeah.
We're on our way.
We're on our way. We're probably invited too. Probably could be at this wedding. Come look for us and show us that you're listening to this episode, and then we'll have you on.
We'll go line for line on it.
Yeah.
We remember every line we say on these things.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. Whoa. That's a
Well.
guy. Yeah, so mental health, I think we got it figured out. I mean, pretty much all we're saying is be present, you know, and
You know, what we're saying is just be
Figure out-
present,
figure out the rest.
think good thoughts. Oh no, oh yes, Zoroastrians.
Yeah. That is it.
Think
We're
good
just teaching the
thoughts.
tenets of Zoroastrianism.
Speak good words, do good deeds.
Yeah, so we're just talking about the thoughts, dude, because that's the most important part. That's like
The
the
first
base.
one.
That's the base of the pyramid, like the
First
biggest
one.
layer that takes the most time and work. Yeah, and then on top of that, so if you get these good thoughts down, then you're gonna start doing good deeds, and that's really true.
Good words comes next. But yes, eventually good deeds.
Eventually, you'll get down to good deeds. Yeah,
Eventually you'll make it- yeah.
Well, sometimes you can go straight from the good thoughts to the good deeds.
Good deed. Yeah, you can
know
say
what I mean?
nothing.
You
Say
don't
less.
necessarily have to. No, I missed that. What was that? What's that sign?
I like that.
Does that mean
I
more
wish
logs?
Eliana. I wish you guys could see
Does that
Eliana's
mean-
like in this giant penguin's jacket.
I missed that
cozied
meeting.
up like she's at an igloo or something. And then David is in shorts. Just chilling.
What does that hand sign mean?
Fire.
Okay, that's what. Okay, good. Telepathically. That's what we
Hi.
decided.
Yeah, it means fire.
In sign language,
That's
I
what the
think,
fingers
like,
are?
Babies use it for like more milk.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that makes sense. That's how it feels when you're.
So, in sign language, we found out.
Yeah.
Is this a fact? Is this for sure?
It either means more or more milk.
Okay, so in sign language,
Yeah.
we're assuming, because we're not 100% certain, this actually means more or more milk. Which it could be more, because you know,
Yeah.
you've been like, give me more of that. You've been like that.
Give me. No, dude, I've never been like that. So the hand gesture that we're doing is like, it's as if like an infant was like pumping his mother's breast. Is the best way I could describe
What does it
it.
mean?
Babies don't know sign language.
What does it mean?
Too.
Babies know that's all they have.
Wait, is this
Babies
American
invented
sign language or BSL?
I don't know.
Baby sign
somebody-
language.
Baby sign language on YouTube. It's
Oh.
like
That's the
you
thing.
know how,
Oh, it's
like
like
there's
what
like
the- oh.
there's
Yeah.
pet parents who have voice buttons for their dogs like we do. There's like parents who show their like babies YouTube videos of them teaching sign language, so the baby will be like asking for things
But like before they're verbal.
before they're verbal.
So it's more
Okay.
caveman.
Whoa.
Which makes sense because that happens in evolution where like the earliest versions of like the babies of a species replicate certain characteristics that aren't present for like hundreds of thousands of years like back in our genome. So it makes sense like human beings first evolved using sign language, and that's like what babies go to first. So interesting.
I believe it means milk.
So yeah, that makes sense. That is what they would do. But I think babies, I wonder if they intuited that or they really needed to be taught.
This is milk.
It just makes sense because that's probably what they're doing to the boob when they're
That's what I think.
pumping it for milk. So their
Yeah.
literal physical response is like,
That's
this,
it.
they're like, this, whatever's supposed to land right here, that's right, milk.
Yeah, like what? Yeah, exactly. They're just like repeating like what they know their hands
motion,
are doing
yeah.
during that experience. That's what, like, yeah.
They're
It's-
hardly conscious, those little idiots.
It's like a dog when it wants to go on a walk. It walks to the door. You know what I mean? It might go over to the leash and it's like
yeah, or
hitting
when
it
it
with
wants to
its
take a
nose, like-
shit, it just shit.
It's just what kind of dogs did you have? It's poorly trained dogs.
Hey.
My dog's newer to shit. Okay.
My dogs were so good at that.
My dog's never missed.
My dogs knew how to do this. Rest in peace, Ginger. Rest in peace, Princess. I love you both.
R.I.P. Rest in peace, Zoe.
Whoa.
You hear that? You know what that means?
That's right.
It means it's time for
A stoke break.
We should have a stoke break jingle.
We do.
Is that okay? Just that.
It's a stoke break today.
Today's a stoke break.
Today's a stoke break.
Are you stoked? It's a stoke break.
Are you stoked
Have you ever been stoked before?
about a stoke break?
Stoke break.
Nice. See?
There
we
we
have
go.
a jingle.
Yeah. We
Don't forget it. It's really catchy. I'll never forget it. Ever.
Just
I'll
it's
never
an
forget it.
earworm.
I'll know every line
It
of
stays
that
locked
every
in.
time.
Yeah. So we're having a stoke break.
We're having a stoke break, which means check in with yourselves. Do you need anything? Do you need more logs on the fire? Do you need to get water? Do you need to stretch? Do you need to change locations or anything of that nature? Is your phone charged?
Do you need to
Are
take
your
something off
AirPods
the
charged?
stove?
Do you need to take something off the stove?
Yeah.
Do you need to put your washed clothes in the dryer?
Do you by chance need to unplug an iron? You know.
Do you by chance
Did you
need
leave
to
it
get
in?
up and get to school?
Yeah. Is it
Get
time
to
go-
work.
It's time to go to school. It's
Are
time
you
for
late?
class. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you think your class started at 2, but it actually starts at 1, but you can still make half of it if you go now? Mm-hmm. You know.
Are you-
things to think about?
Well, whatever it is you might need to think about during this stoke break, take a listen to the crackle and check in. And we'll be right back
We'll be right back for more mental health talk.
for more mental health talk on Keepers of the Fire.
Keepers of the fire.
Keepers of the Fire.
Have a good day.
Have a good break.
try a little break.
Stoke break. So what you're saying is,
Yeah, you heard me.
it's important to, okay.
No, no, I need to hear what you're gonna say now.
So what's,
I didn't make sure we're on the same page.
God damn, bro, I'm with you. I'm with you. Easy, man. I don't even want to do it no more.
That's how they
No,
say
what
it.
you're saying is,
Yeah,
it's important to point out
yeah,
that those of you who are watching
yeah,
before any big project of ours has blown up,
yeah.
there's a special place in our heart and in our fires and around our fires for you.
Yeah. You're the originators, the forefathers, the elders.
The elders of Keepers of the Fire.
The elders. We're speaking to the elders. And if you just found this, like 5 years from now when we're already big and like you just discovered us, doesn't count. You're not an elder now.
You can come hang at the fire. You can throw a log in.
You have to put in your time like
Getting
everyone
an
else.
elder status, though, that's something that will have to be up for debate. But
You're welcome.
You are welcome. You are absolutely welcome.
But
So
you're a
those of you,
Padawan.
so here we go. We're time traveling now.
Yeah.
Those of you 5 years into the future from the conception of this episode.
Yeah.
Episode 1 of Mental Health.
Yeah.
thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We love you, and we hope that whatever brought you here was found in love, and that now you are also committed to keeping your fire going and being a keeper of your own fire, just like we are here today with this fire. So thanks for being here, future listeners.
Thank you so much for being here, future listeners. It's crazy because it's actually just me and Eman and David and Eliana here.
That's right.
In reality, in
And
one
Molly.
reality, and Molly. But at the same time, I know that somebody else is going to hear this at some point.
Someone.
At
My
some
mom,
point.
for sure.
Your mom's going to hear it. Mama E.
Mama E.
How you doing, Mama E?
Mama E,
let's
I
just,
love
let's just
you.
talk to her for a second. How you
Mama
doing?
E, I love you so much.
You're the best.
You're the best mom I could have ever requested out when I came from heaven
Yeah.
as a young baby. And I'm so grateful to have had you as my mother and to still have you as my beautiful, perfect mother. I love you.
Respect, Mommy. I don't know if my mom's gonna watch it or not. I haven't talked to her about it yet.
I haven't run it by her yet. I don't know if she's
I haven't got
into
a yes
this.
or a no on that.
Yeah, I'm
but,
waiting to hear back. I'm sure 5 years from now you'll know.
But if you do hear it, Mom, I love you.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
You know,
Big ups.
and thank you to both of our moms
Yeah.
for raising us the way you did. It's amazing how much better you can feel after giving thanks for things that you have already experienced or have in your life.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're talking about mental health, we have to talk about gratitude.
Gratitude.
We have to talk about gratitude. It's so
Dude, It's so important to have an attitude of gratitude. I know it's just a platitude, but you really need to have an attitude of gratitude. You know what I mean, dude? Because it makes such a difference. No, it really does, because we've been talking about different things you could fill your mind with, as
Right.
opposed to the habitual thoughts that don't serve you or like perpetuate systems of belief that cause you to be less than optimal, cause you to be sad, cause you to be anxious. Instead, if you can consciously take time out of your day, and it can be like a similar time if there's like a time where you walk during the day or like drive to work or something, or like just whatever the time is, drinking your morning coffee, where you just like enumerate the things that you're grateful for.
Right.
And they can be very simple, but you take time to linger on the fact that how much better your life is for the presence of that thing or person, like a person that you may live with, like a partner or a child, or a sibling. And often it's easy to take people like that for granted, but when you take a moment to consider how bad it would be if they were gone, and then relish in the fact that they're there, like that type of gratitude, that can turn a mundane morning, just like bustling through the morning kitchen, like getting on throughout your day, to like a spiritual experience where you're like, dang, I really am blessed,
Yeah.
If you just take the time to do that.
Yeah, there are a few things I think that you could practice that supercharge you
Yeah.
as much as
That's what I'm trying to
gratitude
do.
can,
Yeah.
right? Like you said, enumerate the blessings you already have and can count. And I also started to turn a lot of the affirmations I was using for future states that I was pulling into the present, right? The I am affirmations. I am set for life. I am healthy. I am strong. I am lovable. I am loved. I am loving. I am any of those.
Yeah.
I started turning them into gratitude affirmations, and they felt even stronger. I would say thank you. I say God. God to me is like an amalgamation of all the different forms of a higher power I've learned throughout different philosophies or ideologies. And I didn't used to say God because I felt it was so charged. And now it's like become charged the other way, where I'm like, oh, God just simplifies all these versions of a higher power I've come to learn or learn about or believe in. And
Like
so,
just like the highest potential for like pure love.
yeah, I'm just going to
that
use
feeling
the
we've
word God.
had, like,
and it
transcending
means the universe
experiences.
or spirit or source or Jesus or whatever you want to.
It means everything. It means deer,
It means deer.
grass, gravel,
It means fire.
tadpoles. It's
Yeah.
everything.
Ahura Mazda.
Yeah, it is a Ahura Mazda,
It is a
dude.
Ahura Mazda. So-
it is Edgar Manu,
So
too.
I would, no, it's not.
I forgot to mention on the first episode that just going back to Zoroastrianism real quick, that it turns out that turtles are on the side of Edgar Manu,
And so,
But otters are on the side.
Otters are on the side of
Ahura
Ahura
Mazda
Mazda,
in the light.
and so just I'm not saying that all turtles are inherently bad, but just keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
Out there.
Yeah,
You know, so little
when they pick a side, they pick.
this little
aggravating you.
snapping turtle, dude.
Yeah, they do be snapping.
There's no
fingers
snapping
off.
water out.
But what I was saying is that I turned these affirmations into gratitude affirmations, and so I would say, "Thank you, God, for my perfect health.
Yeah.
Thank you, God, for my perfect energy, my
Yeah.
perfect vitality. Thank you, God, for my perfect family. Thank you, God, for their perfect health." I would just jump. It's another way of jumping to the end. You only say thank you
Good
once you've
point.
received
Yeah.
your blessing.
Yeah.
So in the practice of using gratitude with the affirmations of the
Yeah.
desired state, you're jumping to the end. You're
You're like ratifying
your body-
the blessings of your life.
Your body understands thank you to be a thing after you receive.
Yeah.
So if you are treating the affirmation as something you've received,
Yeah.
and you are resting in a place of gratitude and not necessarily just a place of desire,
Yeah.
you sort of elevate that affirmation, and that's been a wonderful practice for me. I'm very often making sure I focus on things I could be grateful for. I'm very grateful for a great friend like you I've had for very long, and to be able to make a podcast together, which we've talked about for so long. And I'm so grateful to be here.
It started off as little flickers, little sparks.
Little sparks.
Then one day, like a flame caught.
That's
And
right.
we're like,
We're on.
time to do it.
We knew too. We're like, it's happening.
We knew it,
And
dude.
we
We
didn't know
could feel the
exactly
fire
when, but we
catch.
knew. And I'm very grateful for Eliana and David for hosting us and helping us put this together.
So grateful. The whole
Grateful
team,
for
everyone
Chloe
who's
and
helped.
Rico. Yeah, everyone who's helped. There's been hands all on, and
Grateful for Molly.
grateful for Molly and her security.
For
She
security,
did save us
keeping
from
us
that mouse
safe.
today.
There's a mouse that could have done a whole number of things.
Yeah,
that
and
we avoided.
it's funny that the thing it did was actually just summarize and elucidate much of what we want the podcast to be.
It's kind of the animal sacrifice.
No.
I'm just I don't want to put words in your mouth.
I don't want to put actions in Molly's mouth. But she sort of did.
Molly believes in animal sacrifice.
Molly is different.
She believes in a very
more
extreme,
archaic. Yeah.
a
You
little
were
bit
saying
more.
the fire being on so often is igniting her primordial
Yeah,
senses.
she's tapping into her ancient ancestors.
Yeah.
Believed a whole cornucopia of things that we don't necessarily subscribe to.
Yeah.
But we do subscribe to gratitude. The other thing
Yes,
I was
we do.
thinking is, it just focusing on the things that you're grateful for just enhances like the quality of the experience of your life. Because like, what is your life, but the things that you're paying attention to, like in a very like literal definition of the sense, right? Because like what you happen to be focusing on in this moment and every moment for the rest of your life is the quality of your experience. You know what I mean? So if you make a habit of noticing, even if it starts off where you like consciously have to set aside time to make a list, and that like of things you're grateful for, that leads into a propensity to just notice naturally everything that's going right, like the millions of things you could take notice of in your day that are miracles, like the fact that you're even alive, the fact that like some of the people you love in your life are healthy, you know, the fact that you still have whatever potential left to give the world if you really capitalized on it, and like that's real potential right now if you just like take time to think about all that, or at least like acknowledge it and you know, make it a part of your general awareness, then that just like enhances the quality of the life that you live. You know, it feels better to have your mind on those things.
Yeah. There's this affirmation that I use, and it is, there is no loss in divine mind.
Yeah.
And there was someone I knew, this girl, young artist, and we would talk about these like spiritual applications of just rewiring your brain and believing in different forms of affirmation or faith. And I mentioned there is no loss in divine mind, that I use that. And she was like, oh my God, I constantly tell myself, oh, that's an L. Oh, that's an L. Oh, I'm taking L after L. Oh, another L. I know.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, right, there are no L's.
There's no L's.
There are no L's in divine mind.
Divine mind is Christmas. There's no L's.
There's no L's.
Yeah.
I don't know if I got that.
What's that?
No L's.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
bar.
Thanks, dude.
Good bar.
Thanks, dude. I'm
Your
glad.
eye scrunch of like, did you get that? No. I was like, I guess I didn't get that. I don't know what you're talking about. No L's in divine mind.
Oh, you didn't get it.
Not initially.
Okay, I feel better now. I thought the look that you gave me was like, yeah, dude.
Oh,
I was like, God
obvious
damn.
part.
I was like, God damn it.
You were like, God, that's so obvious.
I was like, God damn it.
Dude, no way. In my head, I was like, I'm lost.
Yeah, but she had this mentality that
She had this
that
revelation.
there were L's.
She was like, L after L, and she's like, oh, there are no L's, and she just took this thing I used, and made it immediately transferred it to the way she sees the world, and it was W's and L's. Oh, that's a dub, that's an L, and she's like, oh, there's no L's in Divine Mind. That's cool. There's no L, so this is technically a W, whatever this thing happening in front of me is.
Only dubs.
I've literally integrated gratitude even on things that seemingly fall apart. I'm like, oh, this all seems like it's going the wrong way. But I'm grateful that whatever the reason is that I'm being redirected this viscerally and this immediately, I'm grateful because I know that I'm being redirected to my highest good, and that the route I was on was not ultimately going to lead to the things I prefer.
Right, so it was meant to be.
Yeah.
It's still ultimately a net positive because it's steering you closer to where you're meant to go.
Right, so even gratitude for an unforeseen circumstance that could be painful or in the moment seems like it's not ideal, but having like a larger faith.
Yeah,
and,
so then, in other words, no matter what unfolds in your life, your disposition toward it is gratitude.
That's right.
Yeah. To everything.
Yeah.
No matter how it goes, because then that like comes into that faith.
Effort, right? The practice.
Yeah. Well, and that, of course, that's going to put you on a path toward higher success, because when you have that strong of faith, where every event that transpires in your life, you have a robust belief that that's steering you toward where you're meant to go, and you have a clear vision of where you want to go, through visualizations and mapping it out. Like, of course, you're going to have a higher rate of getting there if that's all you think about. That's what you believe, because where other people would get dejected through roadblocks or setbacks and take that as discouragement that leads them to abandon the project outright, as opposed to if you have that mentality that now it's going to spiral up.
Have you ever heard that Earl Nightingale speech where he says, after you hear this, you will never be the same again?
Yeah, I always turn it off at that part.
I'm not trying to change right now. I got a lot going on. I don't really feel like going through all that transformation at the moment. It's not really. I'm sort of working on a few other things right now, and I think I'll get to it when I'm ready.
It's a hard
Really
pitch.
grateful, though, to know about it now, though. I'm really grateful that it's been brought into my life so I can store
this is an option for when I'm ready.
Really grateful for the option. Really grateful for the option. No, but it's this beautiful speech, and I'll never forget it. I'll never forget the first time I heard it and was like, whoa, I listened to it. I never used YouTube on my TV, but for some reason I was using YouTube on my TV, and it was just playing. And I was cleaning or doing something, and then I just stopped and I was listening, and I was like, whoa. And he gets on the topic of like, you become what your thoughts are focused on.
Yeah.
And it might have been one of the earlier people I ever heard so clearly articulate that. In a way that was speaking on the tangibility of your thoughts, the actual becoming.
Right.
Not just.
That makes me want to listen to that again.
I know. I would love to listen to it.
I'm going to check that out.
I'm probably going to listen to it on my way home. It's like a 20-minute thing, I think.
You just feel good. It's one of those things when you listen to it, you're like, man, if I should listen to this like every day. Like, it's like this whole series on repeat.
Earl Nightingale.
Yeah.
And, well, I think we're allowed to put the link in the description, so we'll put the link in the description.
We have the technology to do that, David?
If you're watching on YouTube or listening off YouTube. And it's a great thing to listen to, especially to go from that and then start on the journey of whether it's affirmations or gratitude journals or practices or listening to those metaphysicians or mental health teachers, Another one was Dr. Brene Brown. Ooh.
Oh, love her. You've met her?
David's met her.
Yeah.
She's super cool. Dr. Brene Brown has.
Did she give you any good advice?
I mean, nothing I couldn't get over.
She just kind of repeats her.
I've heard this before.
No, Dr. Brene Brown has this wonderful audiobook I listen to
that is called The Power of Vulnerability. Oh my goodness.
I think you recommended that to me and our other friend, Savannah.
Yeah.
And I did listen to the whole thing. It was during lockdown.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
that was when I
yeah.
learned it. And
I love
it is
that.
one of the best books if you are just starting, or best audio books or listens, if you're just starting on the path of changing your perspective in order to better align with a happier version of yourself. She studied happiness. She scientifically was studying happiness and starting to find patterns of people who are happy that she couldn't believe, because they all started with perspective and gratitude and thoughts. And it's just a wonderful listen. So I wanted to mention it for anyone who's listening to this and curious on more information from people who are scientists and doctors as well.
Can we put that in the description too?
You can put whatever you want, man.
Okay, so I just want to make sure.
We should
Just
put a
keep
picture of the
making the
mouse
list
Molly
longer and
saved us from
longer.
as well.
Can we put a picture of the mouse on there?
I mean, you can put yeah, we can put pictures of the video. That's technology.
It's just there.
Can
in
we put GIFs in the description?
Yeah, I mean, we can try.
Yeah, we might put a GIF in there. Some emojis at least. Pepper it up a little bit.
Little mouse.
A little mouse emoji.
Yeah, but Dr. Brene Brown, wonderful.
Yeah, she was the best. Yeah, there's people like that like that's another example of when I was listening to that, I was like, oh, I need to incorporate this into how I see the world forever. But now, since that was a few years ago, it's like hard for me to even like synthesize, her primary points in my head. Don't be vulnerable. Or I think what she was trying to, if I remember, she was trying to say is never be vulnerable.
The book journey.
Never be vulnerable. Is what you want to build a castle around you. No, her whole thing is about being vulnerable. The power of being vulnerable.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's brilliant.
She's brilliant. It's really brilliant. 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 Brilliant.
I think it's probably a good place to wrap it up. Unless
I think so
there's something
too.
else you want to touch on.
I think so too. And well, I'm so grateful we have a gratitude practice in place at the end of every beautiful fire that we sit
Here's
around.
the thing: we should do a little gratitude list real quick. You know what I mean? Because I feel like we both could use it today. We chose the topic of mental health today because we realized we both, that was like the natural thing for us to talk about.
That's right.
We could just wax on about it because it was pertinent.
It was what we were needing to focus on today is our mental health.
And we don't just talk the talk.
We walk the walk.
We walk the walk, you know
and
what I mean?
we burn the logs.
Yeah. We burn the logs.
And we burn the papers.
We burn the papers.
We release.
We make the gratitude list.
We call in.
You know what I mean? We choose to...
We take our stoke breaks.
We decide to choose positive thoughts.
We keep our fires.
We're keeping our fires.
And we keep the fire.
Exactly. We keep the fire. Okay.
Amen.
Things to be grateful for.
I'm going to write them.
Write it down.
So I'm going to write a giant thank you right here.
Grateful for dogs.
Wait. Let me get past the thank you. Thank you, and then I'll just start writing. Okay, dogs.
Yeah. Dogs, yeah. They can
More
be broad.
dogs.
Yeah, more dogs.
Thank you for dogs. Thank you for logs.
Thank you for logs. Thank you for frogs.
Thank you for frogs. Thank you for...
Thank you for clothes.
Okay. Yeah, it's true.
Clothes,
Thank you for
yeah, can you imagine if we
clothes.
all had to be naked all the time? That would,
tough when it's cold.
It would just introduce new problems.
Different, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for clothes. Thank you for friends.
Yeah.
Thank you for health.
Okay, this one's kind of long, so sorry. But thank you for living somewhere where we have access to every different type of cuisine from around the world, almost at any time.
That's so true.
You have someone bring it to your
somewhere
door.
with access.
That's crazy, right? Can you imagine explaining that to a caveman where you're like, one day...
Yeah, third world. Yeah, food. There's those food zones.
Yeah, just
With access
that.
to any kind of food at any moment.
Even just explaining to someone from 2010 DoorDash.
They're like, what?
What? I can't wait for the future.
Shit.
Any place?
You ain't from
Like, do we have flying cars
Bullshit.
yet? No, something better.
We don't need them.
We have people who bring you Panda Express.
Thank you for fire.
Thank you for fire.
Thank you.
The thing that brought us into the age of light.
Thank you for time.
Thank you for time. Can you imagine if there was no time?
Time to reflect.
There you go.
Thank you for releases.
Thank you for good health. That's always a solid one. We have good health. That's nice.
Thank you for good health.
Thank you for flowers.
Oh,
Can you imagine a world without flowers?
Thank you for flowers. No, I can't, dude. And I
Okay.
won't.
I refuse
I
to.
affirm that. Every world I've ever been in and will ever be in is a flower world.
Flowers.
Thank you for great laughs.
Thank you for music.
Oh,
Right?
thank you for music.
Dude, there could be a world without music, but instead we have this
Instead,
world where there is
this one.
music.
I think the world is music. Thank you for teachers.
Thank you for students.
Thank you for fun. Thank you for fun. Thank you for acceptance. Thank you for vulnerability. This list could really go on and on.
See, and that's the thing you realize, right?
Yeah.
Even if at
Yeah.
first you have writer's block, you're like, and I kind of did it. Remember, like frogs, you know. But then once the dam breaks,
Thank you
then you
for
start realizing like how like you just have to like,
revelations.
get your brain focused on it for a second, and you're like, oh yeah, shit. There's so many things to be grateful for, and that's the whole point of the practice
That's true.
is making
It
that
opens-
transition,
You open the flow of gratitude, and it is a waterfall.
changing your mental posture.
I also did thank you for revelations and thank you for divine supply.
Beautiful.
And thank you for
Me.
thank you for thank you for and to all the keepers of the fire.
Hell yeah.
Thank you to our listeners. Keepers of the fire. All right.
All right, dude.
Time to toss it in.
You gonna do the honors?
Can you see that? Can you see that? You'll see there.
get it close in?
Frogs is up here. All right.
Think of things to be grateful today. It'll make you feel better.
Or just listen to our thank you list
So
and,
you can
and
copy our
get
list
going.
and start. Yeah, for sure.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Wow.
That feels good.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Oh, everything just gets broken down around us. We just
We don't get woken
we're
up till the
actually
next
AI
episode.
robots that
Yeah.
get turned on and off at the fire.